Good day, everyone. Want to welcome you again to MLC Talk, the platform we discuss all things Lutheran. Uh, Sorry about the late start, and it's been a while since we been on your screen, but it's better late than never. We're here today. I'm here with Dr. George Tutu. He's there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hopefully, our sister Corpusilla will join us, and our brother Elijah Zena will join us also. But again, we are glad to be back. As you all know, this is the summertime. Dr. Tutu, how is it like in Pittsburgh? I know this is the summertime, and a
Oh,
lot of schedules are coming up. Yeah.
I mean, so it's okay in Pittsburgh, breezy, a little bit warm, but not that warm, and a good a good day. I did not go to church today. I just decided
Okay.
just to do what I do. My son back from campus, we had to do what I do, and then my daughter graduated a week ago also to from Pitt University for degree computer engineering. So they are all home. So we had to do some house cleaning, some hot packing and stuff. And then while they yeah. Well, today's
Yeah,
a good
absolutely.
we're going to be back on the show, like you said. We're not here on the show last week. We decided it was there Mother Day. We say the Mother Day, mom celebrating Mother Day. We want to wish all our beautiful sister, our beautiful mother out there, happy Mother Day. If your parish had not yet celebrated Mother Day, want to wish you happy Mother Day. Those that celebrate, want to wish you happy belated Mother Day celebration.
Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Tutu. And uh, speaking of graduation, first I want to say, congratulations to your daughter, and also to you guys, the parents. Um, we know how is it like. Our daughter is also in school. We are hoping and praying that by God's grace, next year we will be, um, celebrating as well. And we know there were a lot of celebrations. A lot of celebrations. I think the Kokoyas are here as well. Their son graduated. The Reverend Moses Goba, his daughter graduated. Our pastor Justina Surgeon, her daughter graduated. A lot of graduations that took place, this weekend from high school, from college. We're all excited. Even the Reverend Eric Molly Allison, his daughter graduated as well from Temple University. So a lot of graduation taking place, and I mean, with that kind of the schedules and everything, kind of messing up with it. But like you said, Dr. Tutu, we're glad to be here. I know you want to comment on that.
No, I just talk about in terms of graduation, what was educated our congratulatory best wishes to all the graduate. This is the best as family, as parent, you feel so proud to
Yes.
see your children marching or walking through that arc, there's after multiple conversations and now this discouragement on campus. How campus life goes in the country, yeah, especially in America. Living on campus, sometimes they feel so discouraged. They want to come back home.
Yep. And
And,
speaking of that, Dr. Tutu,
you
yep.
know, so
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I was what I'm about to say is speaking of that, the multiple trips. Sometimes when we're on the
yeah,
show, you say, "Well, guys, man, I'm on the way, dropping my daughter off to school, and yeah, dropping her off on campus, and there are a lot of things, that happen in the back end that parents, go through, those emergency calls that you have to drive, long distances on the weekends, you know, um, do your children, may be on campus, but your heart is still there because anytime that call can come, and you would either just have to run and go there, or you have to attend to some issues for them. So, I mean, I am a testimony on that as well. Yeah. But again, like we said, we are so much glad that we can be back today. We can be back on the show, your favorite show, MLC Talk. And like we always say, this is the platform we discuss all things Lutheran. Um, and Dr. Toto, what do you have from your end today? Is a roundtable. Belated Mother's Day to everyone. Our sister Corporal Soleil again want to say happy belated Mother's Day to you. We try to give her the time to rest. you know. But we are back. What do you have on your mind, Dr. Tutu?
So what is on my mind? It's two things on my mind. So we talked about it some time ago, but at least it reached a point that it had to be a serious point of the discussion when it comes to the LCE infrastructure back in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
The way in which our infrastructure is just depleting,
Mm-hmm.
going down the drain. I don't know what policy or plan the LCE have in place to address the concern. I think I shared a picture. You take a share that picture.
Yeah, absolutely. And
So
very shortly we can share
yeah,
them.
you know,
Yeah,
what is you see
yeah.
this? You see this building.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this building, and look at even the roof
Yeah.
to tell you that how valuable this property is.
Mm-hmm.
As a child growing on Toyota,
Mm-hmm.
that's what the home of the pastor or the pastorage. Even the missionary lived in this building. It used to be so beautiful. And then when the missionary left, uh, the late Pastor Wiki, Corporal Wiki, reside in that building with his family also too. And this is the Toyota Lutheran Mission campus here. So, and since this, I don't know, it had been neglected. And it's so disappointment. It's so disappoint my heart and to see such a beautiful historical property in the kind of state of condition. And I just ordered this property even on the Lutheran Mission campus, also to the Toyota Lutheran Mission campus. There are also some buildings also they are in bad condition. And with it, mind you, this is where we have the Lutheran University. And that just ordered this building, but
Mm-hmm.
even across the Lutheran Church in Liberia, if you go to LTI also too, you
Right.
see infrastructure also too in the bush, on the Lutheran property. So the question comes down, what is LCL doing? You see how beautiful the building with it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I see the building. I remember this building back.
If
I
I'm
remember the building
mistaken,
back home.
if
Yeah.
I'm mistaken, this building was probably built in the 40 or the 30 with the
Hmm.
missionary to do that. If I'm mistaken. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a real concrete historical building.
Hmm.
We can't allow it to fall. Something ought to be done
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
That's just on my heart, especially being a son of Toyota. I grew up in Toyota. I entered the building so many times. We play in the building so many times with the missionary there with their children. We used to go in that building. We used to play there. We used to have fun. And it used to be so beautiful. And
Hmm.
the grass, you see the grass I get eating all eating there. The place will be so green grass, beautiful. But look at the state of the building with it. It pain my heart, it break my heart to be frank. That's why on my mind.
Dr. Tutu, I do share your concern, and as a Lutheran, as a Liberian Lutheran, I'm also, it saddens my heart that these infrastructures, are we see them. They are fading in our faces, like they are fading away. You know, same thing in Harrisburg. The infrastructure that we have there. I mean, going upstairs, you have to be very careful as you're going to sink down through that. But let's focus a little bit on this Toyota campus. Like you mentioned, Dr. Tutu, you said this is where we have the Lutheran University. You know, the Bible says, "Where your treasure is, that's where your heart is."
Definitely.
Okay, and if our treasure is this Lutheran University, then we need to do something to upkeep these places, to make sure that these infrastructures that we have, where our students are going to learn, our theologians will be going to learn or are learning, okay, where our nurses going to learn, where our teachers, those who will be our educators, those who will be going out there to teach our students, They need to live, they need to learn in a conducive environment. But Dr. Tudo, if rain starts to pull down, I know the rain of, I mean, you and I know the number of rain that we receive in Liberia or in the west coast of Africa. Matter of fact, that Liberia being the green coast of Africa. If it rains, just imagine the number of rain that goes through, this roof and going on the streets.
And I believe that building probably leaking.
I mean, Dr. Tudo, Dr. Tudo, when you say you believe, when you say you believe that the building is leaking, in Loma there's a parable, and the parable in Loma says "Nala bidini." It means the place is not dark. You can see, you can tell, Dr. Tudo. You don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that this building is leaking.
Look at. Let's go back to that building. Look at the roof.
Yeah.
To tell you how expensive this building was.
Yeah.
If you are ready to value this building here, this is a beautiful property.
Right. It is. It is.
We grew all this. This is our treasury. That's right. Really put it.
Right.
This is the treasury. Why? I don't know. When Bishop Pablo took on duty, he said that he was doing an asset verification to identify LCR property, but the dead Okamo was some plan. I don't know if at all the asset verification have taken place, whether ELCA infrastructure have been identified to help to bring them to kind of to a pre-war, to a pre-war status with it, to a pre-war status. But everything just going down the drain. Look at the issue of Phoebe Hospital. We see issue of Phoebe Hospital. We see our infrastructure at Phoebe Hospital. We have the administrator, our own brother Steve today. I mean that the last time, and you talk about Phoebe Hospital. You have it's sadly hard to see, especially the wrong way other places the Phoebe Hospital. I just going down. So what is the central leadership doing? And before we did if you can remember, I did a proposal. I did a proposal to Aliyah. Maybe Aliyah to be questioned also to come on here to give us some explanation also too. I did a proposal to Aliyah to do a strategic plan for the Lutheran University. What I did a follow-up, Aliyah said the partner of Global Mission want to do a strategic plan for all LCR property, including the Lutheran University. So they don't want to single the Lutheran University or the strategic plan alone. And I don't want to call the person leader or awarded that contract, but it's not official yet. But what has happened since then? If the partners are giving that for the LCR infrastructure property, it's so sad. Like you said, Harrisburg, LTR, other places. Yeah. Even as she asked some time ago, I talked to somebody about St. Peter Lutheran Church, about St. Peter the Nazareth. We were, from our childhood day, you go to St. Peter, the mother church, you can see no major improvement at St. Peter. They see Colombo black to the windows at there. We used to go to Sunday school. We go to schools at there. They see infrastructure in there. No development.
So that you touch something. Two things you touch, and I just want to go back to them. One is the issue of asset verification. I'm one of those who, including several Lutherans who applauded this administration, the leadership of our bishop, the Reverend Dr. G. Victor Patmo, on this asset verification. And I, for one, saw that the asset verification would tell us what we have, what we need to work on, what is in good standing, and, pretty much in some, what do we have and what we don't have. For example, in Zozo, we may say, okay, in Zozo we have 300 acres. in total, we have 100 acres. But you go to find out, we might have over 200 acres in total. Or we might have only 50 acres in total. All right. So the asset verification was not only about going to find out if that a George Toto hand was in the cookie jar. No. And that's one thing I frown on this administration on, that the fact that you could not carry on this asset verification for our church, I'm still baffled by it. That the asset verification just came up like an April rain. You know how the rain that we just fall during, like in the middle of hot sun, the middle of the day, just come every fourth and just cut off.
They call it the June rain.
Thank you very much. You understand? Yeah. So it will just fall heavily in the middle of nowhere and just cut off. Boom. Then that's it. You won't see any rain again. Then the sun continue to shine. You understand? So I think that if this administration would have done that, today we see all of our buildings, all of our properties that we have. People will say, oh, we have building on Broad Street. Okay, we have building right. We have a building right by the Congo Town Junction. Okay, but if we don't carry on this asset verification, how do we know? We just continue to speculate and seeing all of our properties going down the drain, seeing all of our property being encroached upon. We'll leave it at the end of the day. You know that I will say this quickly. And some people may think that you can compare America with Liberia and stuff like that. The building that People's Community Lutheran Church owns right now, that building is old. It's an age-old building.
But
maintenance is upkeeping that building. Maintenance. You understand? Maintenance.
Our member of People Community Lutheran Church will have building a purchase.
Thank you very much. I
know the whole historical account of that building.
Thank you. So it's like I'm singing to the choir that already knows the song.
Yeah. So go back to the picture of that building again. Yeah. So you think that building
I'll go back to it.
Yeah, that was 4 years. You think the building can be compared with People Community Lutheran Church in terms of age, but far better. People Community Lutheran.
You can compare it.
Really? Yeah. But look at this beautiful building sitting in a type of state of condition. And with the concrete they use on this building, if you go closer to it, you touch the concrete, you can see how solid the concrete is. We talk about those there. We talk about right now things people just do horrible construction there. If you go closer, they touch the texture of the concrete. You know the type of material that they use in that building. But to just see it just going down the drain, it's something that the leadership will speak on it either.
Leadership needs to speak on it. And this brings me to the second point, that saying that Aliyah needs to be questioned as well, to really understand how do how do we be a part of something that is not really going on well, but we continue to play a blind side. That's my problem with this with Aliyah when it comes to this whole the entire process. We are trying to make things to move, or we're trying to push things, and we know very well that the structure, the foundation, it's not pretty good. Now, this is my thought on this, right? And I will allow you to come in quickly. That I think the issue of this whole the plan, the strategic document, right? I think this is something that before you can even lay a foundation, before we could even open a school, before we could even ask for accreditation, I think this is a document that we should have, a blueprint. We should have this document. We should have had this document. I remember when the delegation Aliyah in 2018 went to Canada. You remember when we had the convention in Canada? Prior to actually, you all went to Canada. And the Canadians asked us, say, okay, the idea you bring about is a good idea. So, what are you looking at to start, this university? Then we start giving some abstract figure when they shamefully told us, say, listen, you know what, go and do research and come back. That was that was an insult, to be honest, to say, Because we if I'm coming to tell you that, if I'm coming to tell you that this is the idea I have, I should have it written. The Bible says, or the song says, like a vision, make it plain. You have the vision, write it down, make it plain. Have it on paper. That when I stand before you, Dr. Tutu, and say, this is what I want to do, you say, okay, where you have the vision? Where is the plan? I said, this is the plan I have. You said, good. Okay, then let's work together. Okay, but we keep doing everything in abstract. And I will let you come in. But speaking of that, one of the things also that I have on mind is the whole idea of the establishment of the young adult department in our church. I'm seeing them moving the same way, just how we're doing this whole Lutheran University. There's a brilliant idea, Most of our young folks, and we the older guys, okay, and you guys that senior us, you, the Sonny Joe, the Stephen Corver, when you just left the youth, technically there was no space for you in the men because you could not speak in men's meeting. You will either have to pass it through one of the fathers so they can speak on your behalf because they consider you, say, okay, you little boy, sit right there. You understand? But now you've already graduated from the youth. So I think there's a brilliant idea. We need a place to prepare our young adults to go in these two ministries, the women and the men's ministry. But again, the vision is great. The strategic plan. We need that strategic plan. I think that's where most of the pastors, some of the leaders, that's the problem that they're having right now. That, okay, the idea you bring it to us is great. But where's the plan? Where's the document? Oh, okay, we'll have it, we'll bring it to you. And that's how I see it. Yeah.
That's a very good point. Let me get the Aliyah issue first. First of all, Aliyah, the vision, I wish Aliyah were further. That very first meeting.
Yeah.
The very first meeting we met in Ohio to form Aliyah. The vision, I wish we were looking at Aliyah to be like a faith-based advocate organization for the Lutheran Church in the diaspora.
Right.
And it was not just there also too, but here to hold the church accountable.
Right.
And put their feet on the fire. In terms of how they function, how they carry on their daily activity. So those are some of the core value I wish Aliyah was further and went through a memorandum of understanding between the two working and successfully. I've been working on very well, during the tenure of Reverend Lieutenant, and also when I served as vice president. So the relationship have been very cordial, and it have been it just been a little bit of leeches. It had things that been carried on, which we do to try to visit some of those areas and do a good reform, especially when it comes to the issue of the university, the establishment of the university. Like you said, there are certain Roma, certain blueprints should have been in our hair. Where one come and say they agree. Unfortunately, they're not happy. We went through OP, and we have to deal with what we have here. But the OPW of the university was something that something good, and we admire it, and we are so proud of it. I think the problem I see so far is communication.
Yeah,
it's communication. The central office, or the office of the bishop, or the central office is a here for all Lutheran institutions like Liberia.
Right.
So they regard the Lutheran University to be part of their entity despite tripartite agreement. So sometimes decisions are made with all the input of the Vera Orkin University.
Right.
Like I raised a concern some time ago.
Concern about
the issue of NIMI, the College of Theologians under the late Reverend Brian Palmer, which is good. When people, their legacy should be celebrated and protected.
Yeah.
How was it done? Was it consulted? Was it a broad spectrum decision before you were taking the convention? So these are things I call for some of the concern. And then I jump to the Youth and Joy Adult Ministry.
Yeah.
which is a very good something. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I served during my refugee days in Ghana. I served as youth president for
Mm-hmm.
the Lutheran refugee congregation in Ghana.
Right.
And back home, I was the youth.
Yeah.
Uh, we transitioned from the youth. We didn't somebody really go to main department.
Right.
We felt I was still young to be part of the main department, and we're not ready voicing our voice. I can't tell when I ever attended a main department meeting.
No.
You know,
That I know. Sonny John will tell you. They told me
yeah,
some man was. Is it Bob
so,
was in a
yeah, so somebody pop in there, you go there, put your hand down.
Is that put your hand down?
Put your hand down. Why you can't be tired? So you see, young people were just legally between where to go.
Yeah.
Where to go. So for me, I think it's something that to be proud of.
Yeah.
We established the youth and young adult department
Yeah.
that will be a breeding ground to prepare people who are come for the youth
Yeah.
to be able to go into the men, the women department, to go through some training. Like
Yeah.
you said, we need a good roadmap. Those are crafting the vision.
Yeah.
Let them put good document together,
Yes.
present it, let people read, and let people put their input. But I
Yeah.
think if I'm not mistaken, with it, I already go to the convention, right?
So the vision. So this recommendation was sent from. There was one recommendation from the youth from the youth department. This recommendation was sent to the legal committee or the constitutional amendment committee. All right, and the youth made that proposal. Okay, again, which is a good idea. I'm in support of it. But my own thing here is, if I'm going to facing, for example, if I'm going to facing the Reverend Dr. Towo Thomas Jala and say Reverend Jala and say Dean Jala, this is the XYZ reasons, you know, based on these reasons, I want you to support this idea. And he tells me, okay, you said this to me, but what's the document that you have? The document that will guard this group. Where is the document? Then I scratch my head. I say, okay, I've been where I come small. Let me go buy and go ask the man. That means I'm not ready. I should be ready when I'm engaging these people. The Reverend Wokolo Koli, the Reverend Zeze Morba Zeze, the Reverend Thomas Pay, the Reverend Dr. G. Victor Patmo. If we engage in these people, I know that a lot of the mothers, I know a lot of the deacons, they are a part of this. But again, we want to establish a department that will be, 100% favored by a lot, or if not all of the organs of our church, but a majority. They came out with this one idea saying that, okay, we can sponsor ourselves and everything. That's fine. I think the church is also concerned. The church is struggling to upkeep the youth. Now we have this group that's trying to come up. The young adults saying, okay, we can sponsor ourselves if this group is established. Beautiful. But now, where is the roadmap? Where is the plan? Where is this document? That when the group is established, how will the group be guarded? For me, that is just my concern.
So yeah,
if this document is available, and I will tell you that I told you quickly. We've invited this group, the leaders of this group, Brother Royal Jerome Jala, the President Emeritus, Dada Pakla, even the current president, because that I told you, I will say this quickly, right? The last time when we took some young adults to East Africa, to Nairobi, to this All African International Conference,
yeah,
the leaders of the conference emphasize, say, some of you are 34 plus years. The next convention we will not see you, so bye. You understand? So there's a need to have our people in a space, a sacred space, a space where they will feel comfortable, a space where they will continue to be involved with our church, helping our church. But again, this document, we've not seen this document. And that's where my concern lies.
So what I mean, I think we have some, you mentioned some people named credible gentlemen that very high regard for that champion the youth and young adult department or etc. for the church.
Yeah.
But I don't I think I don't want to be fast for to say that they don't have a document in place or they are not ready to present a document to that level, you know. But we can still do the investigation and get back and try to get hold of Jeru. Jeru's a regular member of the show. He always comes on. We try to say they invite him and let his team come on and talk and give us more information about this group. Like you said, you know, when people graduate from the youth, they are not some of them they feel that they're not mature yet to be part of the men and women auxiliary. They are just in the middle. And such a group will be able to absorb them where they can be able to prepare more to be able to have more impact in the youth, not the youth, the men and women auxiliary. So that's a very good initiative. Let us embrace it and see some of the players that they have already in place, and they come and say and come and market the idea. You know, they have one of my one of the courses I used to teach, I taught before in the community college was consumer behavior. And consumer behavior is a marketing course. It's like if you want to take a project or if you your product to the market, how the consumer is going to relate to that a product in the market, how they going to communicate the message out there, how it going to affect their behavior in terms of their purchasing power. So all this thing is good. So let us see how well uh Jerome and the other folk can come on the show. They come and market this product to us. And we, the consumer, can see how it's going to affect us, whether it will have a positive impact on the church or negative impact, but I think it will have positive impact on the church, the issue of for the consumer behavior or perspective. So let us give them the opportunity.
Yeah, and that true. I agree with you. You know, 100% that the guys behind this idea. All right. I know in the past, you know, a lot of like the senior brother, Abel Lewali, even Dada Kokoya, Clarence Zua, all these people, they started this fight. Okay, and I know that those who are pushing this idea right now, I know they are up to the task. Okay. The, Again, the only concern that I have is we should have some literature that if we are engaging these people, some of the highliners of our church, okay, and I'm not saying highliners in a negative way that they do not trust our young people to lead this fellowship. What I'm just saying here is that these people, if we go to them, we want to engage them and show them facts and show them, you know, the vision that we have. We have the sacred plan. We have our sacred action plan that this ministry, once they all get on board, we can look. I'm in conversation with the I'm in conversation with the guys, you know, some of these the leaders of this group, you know, and you know they name some individuals that okay, you know, okay, this is one of their main concerns. So according to my research, the women department is heavily behind this young adult group, including myself. Let me include myself. The women department, the deacons and the deaconesses, they are also the majority of the deacons and deaconesses, the majority of them, they are in support for the establishment of this group. Where their concern is right now is our pastoral fellowship. The pastoral fellowship is where the concern is. And I believe they have up to, I think, a fraction, maybe 50%.
Why the pastoral fellowship have a concern?
That's what I'm saying. When we invite them, once we invite them, they come on because I don't want to.
So what's the fear? What's the fear? What's the fear?
So maybe again the pastoral fellowship. Maybe once we invite our young people to come, and in all fairness, like you said, in all fairness, we need to give ample time to our young people to come here and make the case, so that those hardliners in our church that have concerns, they can ask those questions and we can engage them as well. We can join our young people to engage them. I, for one, believe that this department will serve our church well. It's going to help our church in so many ways. I will say this quickly that to do. At People's Community Lutheran Church, everything I did at People's Community Lutheran Church was through the help of God, through the youth department, the Lutheran Youth Fellowship, what we learned in the Lutheran Youth Fellowship. I will tell you that one time at People's Church, I was trying to campaign for one of the fathers. I was saying, we want you to, I was campaigning, trying to ask people to vote for someone to be the president of the men's ministry. So you know what? One of the fathers turned to me and said, "But everything you're doing in the church, why can't you be men? You can't be the president for men's department." I said, no. I stay small here, but let vote for someone. He said, no, I won't vote for you. You will be the main president. And just like he said it, and every one of them said, you know what? Yeah, that's true. You will be the main president. We'll support you. And I was unopposed. I served the men's department in People's Community Lutheran Church over 4 years. Then I went to the council, the executive council. So I'm only saying this because that what we learn from the youth department, prepare us to serve in other places. And we think that we're not saying that our men's ministry or the men's department in our church, the parts in there, they are not cooperative, they are not welcoming. We don't want to say that. We don't want to picture it. We don't want to pin that narrative. And also the women in our church, we don't want to say that our mothers are not welcoming. But again, we just want to. What we're trying to say is that we want to create that sacred space in our church where
things changes.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
the demographic, the world, it changes. When things change, we have to learn to adapt to bring some changes. And also to now see chat GDP, other the technology has changed, the world has changed.
Yeah.
So it's not just only the sacred world, or the church also too.
Yeah.
So the church should be there to embrace changes also to where people. You see, this is where innovation comes in.
Thank you.
Where people are innovative, they come up with good idea, good vision to shape the focus of the church in the one direction. They have a positive impact. Let it be embraced. That's a fundamental aspect of change.
Yeah.
And that's a good something. I don't see the reason why such ideas should be opposed by any auxiliary group or any group in the church. It's a very brilliant idea to give people the urge to come together to contribute to the economic or the social development of the church.
Yeah. And one thing that I told I think that this department, with all of the talents, all of these guys that did that particular, remember this convention? The convention did not have flyers. But once on the show, we talked about it. We raised the concern. Within less than 12 hours, flyer came up. Dada Pakla was able to produce that. And a lot of talented young people, they cannot stay in a youth group no more. They cannot stay in a youth group. So, we think that this ministry will prepare them, will empower them as they go in these various departments, in the men department, the women department, that they will play, major role, that they will have that ego from the youth ministry, the youth and young adults, the young adult ministry as they go into these two ministries. So let's switch gear a little bit. Yeah.
I still want to come back again to our church infrastructure.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Phoebe Hospital.
Daratoro.
Yeah, let me.
Okay, go ahead. I saw something up here right now. I just wanted to show you. But
if I sit and reflect on Phoebe Hospital, what is going on with Phoebe Hospital We don't hear much about current hospital, right?
Yeah.
No, we don't hear much about issue going at current hospital. Maybe it's Phoebe current hospital is well managed. Maybe it's leadership good or the good. But we don't hear much about current hospital. But Phoebe Hospital has become, I don't want to sound negative, but it has become a noisy area. You know, with all the various heads that involve in Phoebe Hospital, they have the other partners. We discussed on the show some time ago. If the hospital is a Lutheran infrastructure, if the other partners are not ready, they feel onto the task to run the hospital, or the LCL can no longer afford to run the hospital, then let them just give the hospital the government like bro 100%.
So
And just withdraw from the process because Phoebe Hospital become a noisy environment. Every time there's an issue at Phoebe Hospital where people are being attacked. I saw a video last time where Bishop Palmer there tried to calm down. Some people were choking words until they're moving to place of poetry. It was a collective remark. So I just want to say, but what is happening to Phoebe Hospital? We don't hear much about current hospital. What is the one Phoebe Hospital?
You know that todo current it is concerning. Okay, it is concerning. I remember back then, I think it was 2021, current was in the news when I think an auditor there was an audit that was called for, an auditor passed. We had the Zoda group, the Zozo District Development Association in the Americas or in the diaspora. They got involved. Dr. Kobo and all these people. They went there and they stepped in. But since then, like you said, why on Phoebe? It said that Zozo is being managed by a Lutheran, and Phoebe, we've had other non-Lutherans there. Is that one of the reasons why? Or that I thought is that because Phoebe is close to the main Kota Road and Zozo is all the way in the bush? maybe Zozo don't that way.
Okay, see,
I just try to throw that in, but on a serious note, I mean, it is concerning, that Zozo, and we need to investigate. I mean, who's at Zozo? I think it's this guy. What's the guy named Sumo Woye, right? I think Sumo Woye is at Zozo, all right. And our brothers, our same brother Stephen Koba is now at Phoebe. But now the I don't want to call it a riot, but the disagreement that we saw online the last time, that's something that I would say Stephen met at Phoebe. So it is not something that generated during his tenure.
Not at all. Yeah,
right. It's something that happened before. It was like a time bomb that was already set to explode. Then Stephen went there. So something was already happening before Stephen Kovac got to Phoebe. And I'm hoping that things will be resolved, and just how, like, now we have again the board. We want to look at the board structure of Zozo.
As part of
look at the board structure of Zozo and compare the board structure of Phoebe.
And then also do a part of the asset verification too.
And part of the asset verification,
whether this is a LCL property.
Right. Look here, Reverend Dr. Thomas Jala, he posted, he said, "Good evening to all saints. Oh, good evening from All Saints Lutheran Church." The man has a parish status now, so you gotta put some respect on here, Dr. Tutu. Good evening from All Saints Lutheran Church. I would say Lutheran Parish. All right. The asset verification is still not off the hook. Plans are still on the way. On the bishop's agenda.
But how long would it?
How long would this asset verification be carried on?
How long? When?
When?
Until all the infrastructure fall down first. Everything should be depleted 100%. Everything fall down. Then before the asset verification come and tell all what we have there.
Right. I mean, and we know that this is going to be asset verification is not only about 13th Street. 13th Street is just a fraction. I would say 13th Street is just perhaps like 10% or 1% of the entire asset verification of the LCL. We're talking about asset verification. We're talking about our farm. We're talking about we're talking about lane. We're talking about infrastructures. We're talking about all of the. We're even talking about the vehicles. All of that.
Infrastructure falling apart.
Infrastructure falling apart. How much it will cost us to rebuild these, or to renovate these infrastructures that we have?
Yeah, we want to know. I think we do the set investigative reporter.
Yeah.
To check, to go to LTR, to go to Harrisburg, and other places, and they just take a picture. And say,
now about that, if we want it tomorrow, we want it by tomorrow, we can get all of it by tomorrow.
It just send a picture to us. That they show us no beauty. Even that one you told us, even Sanoye.
Thank you.
Sanoye is another place also too. Building falling apart.
We're going too far. Even in
Tijara is working for how long going to take?
The bishop is working for how long? How long will it wait for the asset verification to be carried out?
How long Bishop Pablo Bay office that say he took over?
I think Bishop Pablo what 3-4 years now? I think 4 years now.
Those were part of his initial plan when he took over.
Right.
And that just like Jacobio.
No. And you see, this is the thing again. Again, as we talk, oh bless you. As we talked about the vision and the plan, if you have this plan, or if he had this plan on his agenda, saying, "I have 3-point plan," or priority 1, priority 2, priority 3. No matter what, it shouldn't take this long. If this asset verification was part of priority 1, and for some reason there was a pause, it shouldn't take this long for it to resurface. It shouldn't take this long. Okay? Because it's going to take time for these individuals who are going to be carrying on, you can call it or what have you, but the asset verification, it's going to take time for them to carry out this process. And by just sitting and by just allowing the idea to sit, that is in essence not just going to bring money. But once we start, people will see the work that is being done.
Yeah, so what I think
let's contribute towards this asset verification process.
I think we need to get a BA or the bishop back on the show.
No, we definitely we do.
We get on the show to come. That they come give some explanation when it comes to this asset verification and our church infrastructure where they are.
Yeah.
In terms of it's very important, man. We can't be sitting in the town and allow those historical buildings to just web out of that.
Yeah, to just fade away, just vanish in thin air, and that's what we're seeing happen.
We can't lie, man. We can't lie. Then where is our Lutheranism? Where is our value? To just wear clothes on Sunday, go sit in church and walk out? Is that our Lutheranism? No, I got it. I don't think so.
And the concern that is raised while we're also looking at infrastructure, the concern that is raised about these 2 medical institutions that we have. We need to dig deeper. We want to find out. I know a lot of people, this question that we're raising today, a lot of people have similar concerns. Say that why is it that Zozo is quiet and there's a lot of noise at Phoebe? Let's get it. Even it can be during Stephen era, pre-Stephen era, after Stephen era. There was Dr. Sankawolo and just at Phoebe, there's noise at Phoebe. Even prior to LUL being at Phoebe, there was noise at Phoebe.
They have few issues, generator issues.
They have few issues.
Hospital in darkness.
One time, the entire hospital in darkness, the current BA had to take pictures. I think he took pictures of video and send it out. People using they were using something in the OR or some a temporary light, some either candle light or something in the OR area. You understand? So, I mean, what is happening at Phoebe? Is it the board as the issue? Is the issue with the board at Phoebe?
Or maybe the hospital had lived in less spare.
That's another thing too. But mind you, now that mind you, that Sankaulo came on the show, and she also proposed something. He said, "Oh, she said that perhaps people need to start paying fees for service.
Yeah,
perhaps people need to start contributing something for service, because if we just see it as this free
government institution, people come in, not pay much. It's almost the issue of the wire. Sorry, where government say they pay wire fee, but yet students are not getting adequate preparation.
Yeah,
you know, and that's a sin of Phoebe Hospital too. So it's an issue that's very concerning. We have to keep elevating the discussion on the Phoebe Hospital issue to get a good redress on the issue here, or else it is a medical institution. We have even on years of time ago, we talk about the care of the hospital. You talk about the sanitation of the hospital. Also, he spoke about it. You know, and that's a hospital. You know, that's a hospital environment. Should be clean. It should be neat.
Yeah,
you know, alone is something that it's concerning.
It is.
Talked about it.
Yeah, it is concerning.
If the worker keep going on strike, worker keep going on strike, they can get paid. Worker to bear this, that worker there. How the hospital going to be careful? Then the Phoebe Hospital will be regarded as a death trap hospital.
I mean, I agree with you, Dr.
During the golden days, during the Phoebe Hospital, people to come from outside Liberia, Africa, Guinea, Sierra Leone for treatment at Phoebe Hospital. It was like a referral hospital in that region. That serve people in that whole region there. Right. But look at the state of the hospital right now, how deplorable it is. So a serious action, like I told Bishop Pablo some time ago, to show with it. No other faith-based institution that are part of the board of directors or the board of trustees, if they are not contributing, then they get it out.
Yeah.
But the Catholic, or you get a Catholic there or a Catholic church, they Catholic have their own institution.
They will have interest in your own institution.
Yeah, they have the Methodist. The Methodist have their own hospital too. They get Ghana Methodist. You're not going to focus on Ghana Methodist?
No. Yeah, they never focus on Ghana Methodist because he wants students to go to Ghana Methodist, and he knows that when students go to Ghana Methodist, they will benefit from that.
That whole board to be restructured. The government, look at the document. Need to be restructured. That whole board of directors, how that hospital was built, and how that hospital was run. If that hospital is 100% Lutheran property, the LCO can work with other partners, the Evangelical Lutheran Church and other churches around the world, for that hospital to run effectively and provide a good service to the people. But every time Phoebe Hospital in the news, something has to be done about it.
You know, something has to be done. You know, that one thing when you look at what's the benefit? If you have people on board, there should be some benefit. So what's the benefit of having these? I mean, I have no problem with the ecumenical members, you know, which of course for me is not a good idea, but if they are on the board, what's the benefit to the institution?
Yeah, what a benefit they make? What percentage for the government library, honestly, the government library pumping some money. Honestly, you have to be there. That's a government institution, the pumping money. But what percentage the Methodist bringing in?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. What's the benefit? What's the benefit of these people? The Episcopal Church, the Catholic Church, the Methodist Church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, you know, all of them. All of them. Okay. The Aratura Church and all. They're on Phoebe Bowl. So what's the benefit?
What percentage are they bringing there?
What
person that made decision? They walk away. Then they bring on the Lutheran Church in Liberia to run the hospital.
Right.
This is the time that the Lutheran Church do ready put their feet that
The
revisit.
region child need to the region child need to put her feet to the fire.
Yeah,
They need to put her feet to the they need to put their foot down and hold. Like either the government or whoever is responsible for actually setting up this. I want to assume the region chair is responsible for this board being set up. And I mean, the board need to be restructured. Pretty much simple. The board needs to be restructured.
You have to contribute to 25% of your asset. If you're
Yeah.
a check,
I mean, you need to contribute something to
50% of your asset to run the hospital.
Right.
Or 10%. Either way, how they want to come up with. But for me, I think 70% of the assets should be there to get to what they run the hospital. If that's what they're doing already, then the LCO come and tell us.
Yeah, exactly. LCO should come and let us know. So
let me tell her, or the office or the administrator of Phoebe, let it come and tell her how many percentage or benefit that the bureau charges or contributing to run the hospital. But most of the time we see ELCA.
Global health. Global health.
Yeah, global health.
That's all. I mean, there's nothing with saying that. I mean, you cannot have members of the Methodist Church on this board and think that they will provide or they will contribute anything meaningful to the sustenance of Phoebe Hospital when they have the Banga house, when they have the Ganta Hospital. Okay, they are interested in the Ganta Hospital. It's not in Phoebe Hospital. Okay, so I mean, I agree with you that to the board, something needs to be done. But we can quickly just look at our visit our people here on the screen. We have our brother Winnie Jerry. Winnie Jerry is falling for Total Tide, a resident of Total Tide. Leroy Mulba, we want to say thank you. Leroy is there from Dupo Road. Sis Kaba Marawu. That are people that from Total Town.
Yeah, Kuba Marawu, about sister.
Yeah. Yeah, she's there. She's there in the car here. Okay. This guy saying good evening. From my Lutheran Connections. Oh, good evening, family. My Lutheran Connections watching from Yekipa. Oh, someone's watching from Yekipa, Nimba County, respectively. Since I expressed my interest to work with Mr. Steven, the new FBO administrator, I'm from Yopua Town, Salaye District, Lofa County, currently in Yekipa, trained in warehousing, SAP, and logistics. National diploma in public account and audit, trained in QuickBooks and chart. Okay. So, Brother Stephen Kovar, I think, what's the name? Brother Peter Morris, if you do not have access to Brother Stephen Kovar, maybe after the show, you can, maybe just inbox me. I can try to, any one of us here, Dr. Tutu or myself, we can try to get in touch with Brother Stephen Kovar if that's something that, I think you would need your expertise in that area. So, I mean, you can see my name on the screen and Dr. Tutu as well. So just inbox any one of us and we can try to create that connection, establish that connection between you and Brother Kovar, the administrator there at Phoebe. But Darlington Colley asked the question. He said, "What are you doing to make it better?" So these are some of the things that we're doing. We're trying to reduce the consumption. Yeah, we've been doing it. We've been doing a lot, but now
we're talking about it.
We're talking about it. But Sonny A. George, the senior brother Sonny A. George.
The good about Sonny George for total tattoo. He know exactly that beauty I'm talking about.
Beauty, right?
Yeah, he know that beauty very well. You know what I'm talking about.
When you say good things, Sonny George from Total Time reminds me of the days, when we go to when we go for these youth conventions, youth events, and we're expecting the senior brothers to come to come on, especially Stephen Kovar, the late Aloysius, brothers, Sonny George, and I mean, if you see these guys around here, then the convention had not started, or this event that we go. Yeah, those days, man. My GM brother, that's Emmanuel Small Cowboy. He's there in King George, Grand Cape Mount. Brother Peter Morris, again, want to say thank you. He's there in Yekipa. Peter Morris, yes, like I said, please send me a message. We did flag out the Reverend Towa Thomas Jala. Reverend Jala says that the asset verification is not off the hook. In his own words, is not off the hook. Okay. But so sorry. The Reverend Wokolo Colley. Thank you so much. Dear sister and mother, Marley Moluba Kakula. Again, like, man, we'll try to bring that up. But Livingston Tutu want to say thank you. He's there in Martin. Yep. Roy Jerome Jala. They are the architect behind this entire.
The Royal don't come on the show. You don't come on the show.
The young adult department. And one time I was speaking with Jerome, and I said, my man, this whole youth and young adult. He said, no. With a point of correction, young adult, not youth and young adult. So hopefully we can have Jerome come on the show anytime soon this month, and they can talk about this even. He said the establishment of the Young Adult Fellowship, is very important for the forward march of the LCL. A breathing space is needed for young people, for young men and women before joining. Again, we agree. The idea is great. Come, bring the document. Let's go through it. Let us go through the doc. The point here, I don't think anybody here will disagree. We share the same concern, just like you guys. But there's a need for us to see this document. But Daratoro, I know we're kind of winding down, but Daratoro, Aliyah, right? Like you mentioned earlier, and you are one of those the pioneers of this Association of Liberian Lutherans in the Americas. My concern is this: has Aliyah kind of gone off the track a little bit in terms of its work in advocacy? And I see the humanitarian aspect. Aliyah is still on that humanitarian track. You understand? Aliyah is still helping our people in Liberia. Okay. I know when the situation even occurred in the Bujumbura camp, I think we raised funds and try to help those on the Bujumbura camp. I mean, in anything in Liberia, the humanitarian aspect, Aliyah is there. Aliyah is helping out. But the advocacy aspect, is Aliyah still on track? I mean, that's something we can discuss another time. We can bring those people who laid the groundwork, the foundation for this Association of Liberian Lutherans in the Americas, including the current president, Dr. Anderson, Father Francis Hina, Madia Reese Cape, Mother Madia Reese Cape, including you, Dr. George Toto, including Dr. The Reverend Dr. What's the name? Dennis. Okay, we need to invite you guys here. Is Aliyah still on these two tracks, or the advocacy tracks? The advocacy track, you try to pause on that a little bit, like I think that the advocacy track of Aliyah, there's a pause on it, like the asset verification, and you hitting the gas on. You continue to hit the gas on the humanitarian arm. I think that's why I did it right. I think Aliyah and LCL, when it comes to the asset verification and the advocacy, you kind of put a pause to it. You hold a break on that small, and you keep moving with the advocacy with the humanitarian arm. How do you see that, Dr. Tutu? And I know, like I said, we not discuss this today.
What like we said before, Aliyah is one of the best things for Liberian Lutheran to ever have in the diaspora.
Yeah, absolutely.
The vision, I wish Aliyah were established on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
What they need to do, to be successful. I think Aliyah is on track. You tell me, like you said, all humanitarian, they are done extremely well. You're reaching out to the church back in Liberia. Even when some pastors were ill, some of them have died. May their soul rest in peace,
Mm-hmm.
like the Chesley and others.
Yeah.
We saw how Aliyah stood, you know, there to support them while they're going through some of the difficulty and other issues affect the church. Aliyah, I've never process, even the Stanford University.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem I see with Aliyah, the LCL, is probably miscommunication. I think communication is not going where it need to go.
Mm.
That's what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Communication is not going the way it's supposed to go. I think that it will be good that the MOU that was signed between Aliyah and the LCL they didn't replace that MOU. And see maybe some changes have taken place. Maybe amendment can be made on some other changes or eliminate some other MOU and make a decision in other places. But I think for me, I think they are on track. But that communication aspect, I think that's where the problem is. I don't really see communication. Looking at things I've seen recently, I've seen some other stuff going on between the LCL and Aliyah, so decisions have been taken. I think communication is the key. Somebody don't want to just feel they don't want to communicate. I think that's a problem.
Mm. So, but again, Dr. Like I said, we are definitely going to invite you all. We're going to invite those pioneers. Okay, we're going to invite you guys, including the Reverend. I want to believe Reverend Tokon was also part of this. And brother, what's the name? Brother Carter. All right.
Yeah, but Carter, and then we have those people that they actually remember, Frank Carter, and there's other small,
Yeah.
the Heenans,
Right.
Bishop Jensen,
Yeah.
Tokolo. Those are the people were in our room. Leo Johnson.
Yeah.
So those are people.
So
We all can sit back and look back. Maybe that could even be used before the Aliyah anniversary, the convention, Aliyah convention. Maybe that could be where we can sit and look back where we are.
Yeah.
How many years are? What's this year convention? How many year conventions are? The convention this year will be what?
So this convention will be 15th assembly.
15th assembly.
15th assembly, yeah. So we can do a retrospect and see and see if we are still on those two tracks.
Yeah.
If we're still on those two tracks, and if we are, what can we do better?
Yeah.
If we are not, what caused that, and how can we get back? Because
invite the leadership, Aliyah.
We need to invite not only the leadership. For me, not only the leadership, but we need to invite the leadership and those pioneers.
Those pioneers, where we are. That'll be a good discussion.
Yeah.
See, from the perspective of which this organization it was fought there.
Yeah.
And the impact it has made. But that'll be a very good discussion. We can play there. Maybe for sometime before the Aliyah assembly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that today I think time is fast spent.
Yes, time is fast spent. Let me get my closest email on the issue. Put that picture on again with it.
Yeah, this is heartbreaking, man. This is heartbreaking.
Yeah, so this is a very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
To see LCL, by the way, to our viewers, those that keep it late, this is the patronage from the Totota Lutheran Mission in Totota. This is a historical building. This is one of the oldest buildings on the Lutheran Mission where the pastors live, the missionary live in this building. And to see this building going down the drain right before our eyes is very concerning. And I think we need We call it all the Lutheran Church in Liberia, all the Lutherans around the world, that we all can put hands together to see our best, that we can raise the necessary funds to give our infrastructure a good facelift, especially in such a building that with very historical building. You can see how beautiful this building look, and not in the type of state of condition. It's very sad in some of our heart, especially for someone from Toyota that grew up in Toyota, and we saw the beauty of this building going down. It's concerning, and we call all the Lutheran Church in Liberia, Aliyah, the ELC, our partners, all around the world, you know, that there's a need for us to come together to see how best we can generate whatever funds to give our viewers or infrastructure or facelift with it. It's very heartbreaking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Dr. For me, my closing, comment will be one. I want to thank the Reverend Dr. Thomas Jala for reassuring us that the asset verification is not off the hook, and we are hoping that very very soon this process can kick off again, because we know that, I'm saying again because it started at some point, and just when go slow, but we're hoping that asset verification can kick up again, and we know this will help our church so well. um the next thing I want to close on here is the idea of the young adult fellowship. Brother Jala, sorry, I sometimes carry away and say youth and young adult, but sorry, the young adult fellowship. I think that this is a great idea. Everyone in our church should welcome this idea of the young adult fellowship. Um, and we will be inviting our people, meaning that the young adults, those who are, the vision bearers of this great dream, to come on this show. We're going to give them the opportunity on this platform so that they can present the case, okay, to those who are on the fence for now, those who are on the fence, okay, that they will see reason to support this idea, of the establishment of the young adult, the young adult department, young adult fellowship, however it is styled. But in Liberia, we say, why you tell the cat not to eat the fish, tell the fish not to smell. And my part of telling the fish not to smell is to the leaders behind this great vision. Please let us have a plan. Let us have an action plan. It can even be one page, it can be 2 pages. Let us have an action plan. I mean, everything that we want to include, that we want this department or this fellowship, what the fellowship is going to do, what the benefit is going to be like, to our church. Because some people, because they have not seen this written document, they are on the fence. So let us have this written document as soon as possible, so we can continue to make the case to the highlanders in our church, so that by next convention, we are certain that it will get on the floor and everyone will overwhelmingly vote for this. And on that note, I will close, but I will not close without recognizing our father, Menipele K. Spo. He's watching us from St. Louis, Missouri State, USA. Again, we want to say thank you for being there. We will see you next Sunday, and have a blessed week. Thank you so much.